Well, earlier in the show, we spoke at length with California Governor Gavin Newsom, including about the state's ongoing wildfire recovery.
Also, a new tool just unveiled by the state designed to protect vulnerable communities from dangerous heat.
And the hots are getting a lot hotter, the dries are getting drier, and we're experiencing those extremes perhaps more than any other state in this nation. We're taking an idea that you all know well, and I think most of the folks watching know well, and that's creating a ranking system. And we're going to start to categorize, like we do tropical storms and hurricanes, these extreme heat waves, give people warnings and also give people resources. Last year, we had record-breaking summer. It was the hottest since, 1880s. And these extreme heat realities are putting people's lives at risk, actually leading, as you suggested, deaths, also to issues related to hospitalizations and for our kids and our seniors and for vulnerable communities, including the homeless. This is a real issue, and I'm proud California is taking the lead first in the nation with this new category and ranking system.
I want to ask you about the wildfires that you had earlier this year. Where do we stand on the recovery there in Palisades and Eden?
Well, I'm really proud of the state-federal partnership and local partnership. We're way ahead of schedule. In fact, we're on schedule to finish all the stage 2 debris removal in the middle of this summer. We hope by the middle to potentially beginning of July. And that's been a hand-in-glove partnership with the Trump administration. I hope that can continue in the larger rebuild. And obviously, when we look to rebuild, we got to rebuild with an eye on the new realities, eye on climate change, more resilience, more redundancy in terms of suppression strategies, technologies, ingress, egress, as it relates to emergency management, new materials, new designs. And so we're bringing the forces to bear around the globe, the best and the brightest, to look at this opportunity to rebuild in record time, but to do it in a resilient way. These were some of the most devastating wildfires in American history, and they happened in the middle of winter. I want to remind people it was the beginning of January, and we had some of the driest conditions, drought-like conditions in this area that we experienced since statehood. All of these things are connected. But right now, what's also connected is a sense of community, and people want to rebuild community, not just rebuild their homes. And here's the good news. As we've transitioned phase 1 debris removal, hazardous waste, to second phase, which will be done in July, people are already starting to rebuild.
Obviously, insurance has been an issue. What's being done in the state to address those issues? It seemed like the wildfires in January became a tipping point.
You know, it's remarkable. Just days before the fire, one of our largest insurers in California announced that they were starting to provide coverage again in Paradise, California. And for your viewers, I'll remind you, and I don't need to be reminded, Californians don't, the most devastating as it relates to deemed deadly wildfire in California history, 85 lives lost in the Camp Fire in Paradise, California. I was up there at the time with President Trump in his first administration. But the fact that they were coming back was because of reforms California advanced last year. And thankfully, we did advance those reforms. Had we not, we'd be in a really perilous position at this moment. It's called our Sustainable Insurance Strategy. And here's the key. There's a lot of component parts of it. I won't burden you with the details, except to say it's time to decision-making as it relates to rate review, which is number one, but also climate modeling. In the past, you can only look backwards, but now they're able to look forward as it relates to rate setting, which is more realistic. And so that was a major reform. We're going to have to do a lot more in this space. I think this is the number one I would predict this is on par with the housing crisis back 2008 and 9 if we don't address the issue of insurance. This is not unique to California. Ask the folks in Florida, ask folks in any part of this country. You simply will not be able to get mortgages. Housing construction will come to a halt. It is at crisis levels. It's going to require federal intervention at next level. States like California need to take the lead and be responsible as well. But the issue of climate is an insurance crisis, and that should unite everyone, whether or not you believe in science or you just believe in your own eyes, or for that matter, you believe in your own pocketbook.